Hi everyone, another radio for you. This is the Sony ICF-8000 from the mid-1970s. It's one of these world radio type things. I've wanted one for some time and this one came up. It's not quite perfect. It's got the wrong knob on there and it's got a replacement aerial on it. Just at the top here. I think the original went actually inside the housing here. You just see, and at the moment it's got this replacement, but it all works. It works very well. As it's mid-1970s, what I want to do to it is replace the capacitors on the power supply, which I shall do, and then it just needs a clean and a polish. And while I'm in there I might as well replace every electrolytic. So let's have a look at the set. As the on-off power switch, it's got a tuning meter there which still works, and that's also a battery check. Volume control here, tone there. It's got AFC for the FM on and off there, and it also doubles up as a IF response switch there, so you've got broad response there and sharp response there, and it's got fine tuning there for use on the shortwave bands. It's got 6 wave bands on it, FM, medium wave, shortwave, shortwave, shortwave and shortwave. There's no long wave on this, and the best bit is it's got flywheel tuning. So what I plan to do to it is just replace some capacitors in it and give it a good clean up, and she'll be good to go. Let's have a look at the back. The back's got one of these sort of time zone things on it, and luckily it also came with the original Sony power lead, and you can also run it off 4 D cells. And there's the power lead, and it's one of these ones that are irreplaceable really. And the good thing about it is you can change this little switch over here, so it'll run on 100 volts, 120, 240 and I guess 220. Can't see under there, about 220 volts. Yeah, it's 200 to 220, 230 to 250. Yeah, and it's got an input for an external antenna. And on the side there's what looks like an earphone jack and a jack for a tape recorder. On the top of it is a switch for the light and the battery, obviously, which the tuning meter responds to. So let's plug it in and have a quick twiddle, and then we'll open it up inside. These are quite rarish in the UK. Excuse me if I just bump the camera there. I've never seen one. It's effectively the same set as the Sony ICF-8000, which is available in the States. Now I don't have a circuit diagram for this. There is one available for the ICF-8000, which has got slightly different wave bands, and that is a squelch switch on the US version. And it's available from Sam's. You know, you used to make all the old vintage service sheets. It's $26, which pretty much works out more than I paid for this radio. But anyway, let's have a listen to it. We're on FM. Let's put the FM area up. It's one of Sony's Super Sensitive radios. Nothing much down there.
To run, and we'll bring you commentary in a moment after a wicket at Old Trafford. Pat Murphy.
Chris Wokes is out for 58. Splendid, stylish, buccaneering.
Bit of interference there. So yeah, it's been quite fun to listen to. Pretty much up on shortwave at the moment.
Nasıl bir daha kredi kartımız var. zamanında bir çek vermiş, gününde yapmamış, 3 gün sonra.
It's
Senet
about
senet vermiş. Şimdi bunlar kredi alamıyor.
just under 14 megahertz there, I guess.
Bakanlığından önemli bir talebimiz var. Bu bankalara yaptı.
So everything works on it, as you can see. I don't know if you can see, there's a little bit of grime and stain on this nice pressed metal grill here. Again, I don't know if you can see, there's some dust has got in probably behind the tuning wheel here, which just pulls off. And I'm going to put a felt washer bit behind that to stop it. So the radio needs to come out just for cleaning, really. And there's years of dirt on top of the chrome here. So yeah, you know, it was a buy it now purchase. It looked in pretty good condition, except for that knob, which is, it's not really offensive. These knobs just pull out like this, and I'm hoping I can eventually find one off a music centre or something. You know, just a silver knob. Any silver knob would go there because it's separate from these, really. Let's get it back in the right position. So yeah, so all the knobs are coming off, and they'll be going in my water tank to be cleaned, or you know, the deep cleaning tank. And I shall put some foam cleaner on that and scrub it with a toothbrush, and try and pull this tuning scale out and just clean the dust and grime out there. Right, I'll take the back off and I'll show you what the back looks like. Here's the inside. Quite interesting layout. Lots of components. What I need to do is replace all the electrolytics here. It's quite hot over here this weekend, so this will give me a nice project for this afternoon and tomorrow probably. You can see the mains transformer there and the audio output transformer there, and I notice it's got this sort of wire, well, it is a wire here, that's soldered to the metalwork of the output transformer. I'm not sure what that is intended to do. There doesn't seem to be any connections here. To get the radio apart fully, you remove, I'm assuming, these two wires here, which run from the battery pack, and obviously there's the aerial wire here which connects to a tag at the base of the aerial. Probably just see it there. So yeah, what I'm going to do is just replace all the electrolytics. There's 4 screws, 2 either side, and I assume the chassis will just pull out after removing the knobs. Let's have a look at the top board here. You can see all covered in years of dust. This radio's definitely not been worked on before, and I've just run my finger across the top there, and it's pretty dusty. You can just see the large metal lump here, cast lump, which is the flywheel tuning. So yeah, pleased that it's working, and it just gives me something to do replacing all those electrolytics. So in the next video it'll all be back together again. I'll replace various bits of sponge that have rotted away. There's some here, look, on the back of the battery compartment that I run my finger over and it all just falls apart. There's this sort of strip here, which I guess is, well, that's not so bad. That's just like a felt strip. But yeah, nice little radio it'll end up. Alright, thanks for watching. Right, here's the inside of the radio. To remove the radio, you unscrew 4 screws, and there's a big screw in the middle here that goes down through there. And then you remove the red and black wires from that connect to the battery compartment there, and they connect onto the PCB there and there. The next thing to do is to remove the speaker wires. They're black and white speaker wires, there's one there, and they connect to their quite handily labelled speaker. and then there's this ceramic capacitor here which grounds through this copper clip. Sorry, I need to look through the viewfinder. Which grounds this copper clip and fits into the speaker somewhat like that, like that, like that, like that. Anyway, somewhere, somehow, that I need to remember how it clips on something. Anyway, I'll sort that out. And then the chassis can come out, and that just lifts. Obviously you need to remove the knobs, and then the chassis, do this one-handed, the chassis will just come out like that, there, and you're left with this front piece here. So yeah, the set's built for maintenance as well, which is really good. Now this is the front bit, this is the wave change. You can see where I mentioned the set had the wrong knob on. It's still got the shaft, the old knob, which might come in useful if I need to extend a knob that I find. So I might leave that on there. And you can see all the other switchery. There's lots of this, well, not lots, but there's all the capacitors have been glued in with this brown glue, which has all gone all hard, I guess, and everything. So it's going to be easier to clean than I thought. And it's got this quite nice illumination bit here. There's the dial bulbs. Very nice. Speaker. Right, let's have a look at the back. Turn this round. Right, without damaging it. Right. One thing I noticed on the audio output transformer, there's this wire here which is connected to the metalwork. I've not got a circuit, so I don't know what that is. Whether it's, I don't know why it would be some sort of gimmick. I'm not sure about that. So my intention is to replace all the electrolytics, of which there's quite a number. That must be, there's the IC there, look, 3L08. Sony, you can see it, Sony 25E-20 3L08. Yeah, should be nice and easy to work on. All the dust on that board there, and my finger marks where I've got the chassis out. And there's this nice big lump of metal here, cast metal, that's the flywheel tuning. So my plan is to get it all cleaned up, and then I'll go about replacing all the electrolytics in it, particularly the ones that are in the power supply, which I'm guessing up here, 1, 2, 3 maybe. But anyway, there's certainly the bigger ones. I'll check them. I mean, they're probably okay, but I do like to check them. And there's what's this one? There's another. What's that transistor there or something? That's the difficulty in not having a circuit. While this is going to be relatively straightforward to replace components, it's nice to see what they actually do without having to draw your own circuit diagram, which would take forever. But yeah, I enjoy working on this one. Alright, thanks for watching, and in the next video it'll all be back together, and hopefully I haven't disturbed anything or made any wrong connections, and it'll all be working again. I've disassembled the radio here because I noticed when I was cleaning it that the dial string here, the cord, seems a little bit weak right about there. I don't know if you can spot that. You probably won't spot it. It's just there. It looks a little bit frayed. So what I've done is, just in case it ever snaps, and as I say, I haven't got a circuit diagram for this or anything, is just to draw out how the dial cord goes around the pulleys and stuff. I'll record this just for my no doubt future work. I don't know whether I should just replace it now, actually. Not sure. So here we go. Here's the radio, and this radio is quite modular actually. Let's just have a look. So this dial actually just slots in here, so I guess they could fit another dial with different wave bands on. And if you look at the front of this panel here, there's lots of other room for different pots and switches and stuff. If you can see the gold bits and the brass colour bits of the front sort of nameplate thing. So I've cleaned it all up, and it's cleaned up fairly well. It's all nice and shiny rather than the dust covered object it was. I've greased or sort of oiled the tuning mechanism here, and I've put a little bit of silicone grease on the dial pointer runner just there. The tuning meter is actually not held on at all. It's not screwed in or anything. It's just held by the foam bits here, and then it slots. Oh, sorry. Well, this foam pad must have slotted into it at the back here, and it just slots in the dial, in the dial face here. Right, moving on. I'm ready to start changing capacitors, I think.